Hey everybody, welcome back to RPG Imaginings. Today I am excited to show you a product that just released on DriveThruRPG that I have been anticipating basically since February. And this is the Jumpstart for the Han cluster setting for Savage Worlds, created by Tracy Sizemore. And I had the honor of being able to be GM'd by Tracy twice at Genghis Khan in February near Denver. And Tracy is an exceptional DM and a great human being as well. And I am so very excited that this setting is now out, because this is a science fiction setting with some really interesting and unique twists to it. So this is available for pay what you want on DriveThruRPG. The suggested price is $4.49. I went ahead and paid that price because I'm a huge fan of Tracy's work and I want to make sure that they are supported in every way that I can. And so let's sort of dive into this setting here. What is going on with the Han cluster? How is it different from other science fiction settings? Well, first of all, the Han cluster is a unique sci-fi setting of an optimistic human future. In it, we've almost consumed ourselves to death on Earth, but we've discovered faster than light travel and found a new beginning in a close grouping of star systems almost 3,000 light years away called the Han cluster. We've also discovered the Nex, short for the Nexus, an adjacent dimension of reality that has given humans amazing new abilities while simultaneously playing a mysterious part in the emergence of the first truly sapient machines. And so what Tracy has done here with this setting is basically taken a lot of the elements of sci-fi settings that we all love. I would compare it very much to The Expanse in terms of its scope and its goals. And the difference here is that the Nex is what is different here. And so note what it says right here, Nex Ghosts. Just going to adjust the camera a little bit. I'm also going to adjust my light because I'm getting an odd flicker here that I normally don't get. There we go. I need soft light for this. So sorry if that has affected video quality up until this point. Suddenly, every human being, including those on Earth, could detach their Nex ghosts, more commonly called X-ghosts, from their physical bodies and move around as semi-corporeal apparitions, leaving their bodies behind as sleepers. Then the Nex manipulators appeared, called X-coders and X-divers. They had powers that could warp reality and control next generation, Nex energy. X-Gear was developed, and soon Nex-based X-weapons were completely rewriting the rules of personal combat. Now, I know that to many of you who are familiar with science fiction or fantasy or science fiction or fantasy role-playing games in general may be getting big psionics vibes here, but even though a lot of the powers associated with Nex and X-ghosts in this setting seem to be very psionic associated, there is this added element of characters being able to effectively detach their souls from their bodies and do things with their souls while their bodies are still present in another location, which adds a really interesting element to the role-playing because you are essentially effectively keeping track of two of yourselves in various locations. So here are a couple important terms regarding X-ghosts. Carapist: when an X-ghost is integrated with its physical body, it is said to be carapist. This is the default and most common state of a ghosted being. Uncarapist: when an X-ghost detaches from its physical body and leaves it behind as a sleeper. Ghost detachment: every ghosted being in the known universe may take a limited action to detach their X-ghost from their body. It then becomes uncarapist and appears adjacent to their physical body, which immediately falls into a deep sleep. This action does not actually require a roll. Semi-corporeal: uncarapist X-ghosts are semi-corporeal. They still have physical mass, though they are effectively squishy or slippery because they're only partially tangible. They are still subject to inertia and can't pass through walls, fly through the air, or burrow under the earth. Environmental hazards, uncarapace X-ghosts are affected by physical forces such as wind, gravity, physical obstacles, cold, heat, and radiation, but damage from these effects is reduced by 4. Snapback, every uncarapaced X-ghost may take a limited action to snap back to its sleeper. The X-ghost disappears from where it is and immediately appears carapaced within its physical body, ignoring any effects of velocity differences, inertia, etc. Those who snap back are still subject to the withdrawing from melee rules in Savage Worlds. And so what continues on here is just some basic information about how attacks work in the setting, how powers work, the nature of sublight travel and broadcast communication, because that does need to be refined for a science fiction setting, because, you know, different people read different science fiction and the rules can be different in different settings. Now, I'm going to skip ahead here because there is a lengthy scenario called Reunification that is included with this product. And then we have some pre-generated characters, and these were the pre-generated characters that we played in the game at Genghis Khan. And so we have Coral Regan, who is a seasoned individual and is I'm trying to find where is a Nex diver. So they have Nex powers, which, you know, is something that you would want in a party in a game that focuses on that. We have Ido Troik, who is also a Nex diver, but is also a martial warrior and is sort of a monk who is focused on spreading teachings of empathy and understanding. We have Crack Bailey, who is basically the repair individual of the ship, and basically can take care of a lot of the mechanical aspects of science fiction. We have Cicada Lee, an AI, basically a sapient AI construct who was able to figure out how to manifest their own X-ghost. And I think that that's really cool because it brings up some really amazing implications for what AI is and how AI beings interact within this universe. The character that I played was Sirka Han, who was the captain of the ship that we were on in the scenario. And then last but certainly not least, we have Trey Bozan, the doctor. And we had a fantastic time playing this game. I just cannot recommend this enough. It works really well with Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, and Tracy did a tremendous job of crafting a really interesting universe. The one thing that I haven't really talked about yet in this video, and granted this is just the Jumpstart product, is that Tracy has also worked really hard to establish a compelling setting that includes various factions, cultural elements that are unique to different factions, you know, similar to what any science fiction would do, to deal with real world issues within a extra-worldly or a fictional setting. And so I cannot recommend the Han Cluster setting enough for fans of Savage Worlds. I think the concepts within it are general enough that it could be ported to lots of other game systems, although I am perfectly happy with playing it through Savage Worlds, and it will be a licensed product through Savage Worlds. And if you are looking for a very interesting spin on science fiction role-playing, this will really serve you nicely. And so go to DriveThruRPG, check it out. I've been anticipating this for a long time, and I'm excited to share it with all of you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.